the wax seal. Ta-da! Wax seal for making wax seals. The embosser for placing a seal on pieces of paper and things of that nature. And rubber stamps. I prefer, this rubber stamp and the ink pad are used together. So let me put this down for a second, or try to figure out where that. I'm not really sure if that's a good angle, but to me, the application of the royal seal of New Jerusalem, these are all of the royal seal of New Jerusalem, that says, "Your throne, O God, will last forever and ever. A scepter of justice will be the scepter of your kingdom." The royal seal of New Jerusalem. I'm not sure if you can see it from there, but this is what it is. And so when I like to minister before the throne of God, Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Okay, so alright, so now this is the applying of the royal seal of New Jerusalem upon my forehead. So to answer that young lady's question who asked me, this is what it is. And so it's ink, and it doesn't dry, so it goes on wet, and so it but it can smear and it can smudge. And it says the word of God, the name of the Lord, in the holy city, New Jerusalem. And so sometimes that's what I like to do. Worship, obedience, sacrifice, and maybe a little bit of radicalism, zealism, to be zealous for the ways of the Lord. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai. So, the royal seal of New Jerusalem. And so, because it doesn't dry very well, it kind of runs. I'm not really sure if actually what they make this ink out of. If there's a better kind, I was looking into body paint. You know what I mean? Because I think body paint dries. I've yet to do that. you know what I mean, to explore body paint. Um, but, you know, that's what it is. Sometimes I gotta wipe it off if it gets to the point where it's like I can't, it's not legible because it's running or I'm sweating or I smudge it, you know, I have to reapply, you know, wipe it off real quick. Maybe after I wipe it off, if I have my head garment that I like to wear on my head, sometimes I'll put that on. Sometimes I put it on top. I don't, you know, I'm just kind of doing what I think, um, and what I feel led to do at the time. Just living life. Worship. Life is should be your worship. Worship should not be something you do just on a Sunday morning for an hour. Worship is an expression of who God is to you. And your love. It's just and you know so it's not a question of what's on my mind. But you know, uh, God expects a holy people, a people upon whom he has set his seal of approval, a righteous people, a people of faithfulness, people full of faith. For the righteous shall live by faith. Those who are made right with God are made right with God because of their faith. Abraham, Noah, they believed God, and it was credited to them as righteousness. And so, this is the royal seal of New Jerusalem. This is the reverse because seals have to be flipped. Here, let me see. Since I'll use a demonstration to